Today I'm going to show you how to make this Alice doll from the movie Alice in Wonderland. In order to make her, you will need about 70 yellow bands, 38 blue bands. I'm using the ocean blue rainbow loom. You'll need about 55 of the skin colored bands, 38 white bands, and 5 of the black bands. So if you want to get your supplies together, we can go ahead and get started. The first part that we're going to make is her hair. So I've already made 5 of them myself. You're going to need 6 of them. I'll make 1 of them with you, and then you can pause the video to make the remaining that you will need. You're going to start on the top left peg on your loom with single yellow bands, and you're just going to come down 9 times. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you're going to cap it off, creating 4 loops, or I'm sorry, for 3 loops. So 1, 2, 3, and then go ahead into the capping band and loop straight up. And that creates 1 of the hairs that we will need. You will need 6 of these in total, so go ahead and pause the video and make 5 more, and then we will continue on. So the next part that we are going to be working on is Alice's arm. I've already made 1 of those here, so I'll show you how to make one, and then you can pause the video to make the second one. You're going to be starting on the top of the loom using 3 of the blue bands, coming down once, and then going 2 skin bands, and you're going to come down 4 times. So this is 2, 3, 4. And we're going to cap that off 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the capping band and then just loop straight up to the top. And there's her arm. So go ahead and pause the video to make the second one, and then we will continue. The next 2 parts we're going to do are her feet, like the remainder part of her legs, and an extension piece for her dress. I will show you both of those together. I've already created 1 of each. So once we make the other one, you'll have to pause the video to make a second one. So starting with the leg, on the top of the loom, coming down with 2 skin colored bands. You're then going to switch to 2 white bands, 2 more white bands. You then need a single black band. You're going to double it, coming down once, and then cap it off 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and loom that one up to the top. And there's her 2 feet. And then the other part we'll be doing is an extension piece for her dress. So you're just going to take 2 blue bands and come down 4 times. That's 2, 3, 4, and then cap it off 3 times. 1, 2, 3, And then go ahead and loom that piece up. And set that aside for later as well. So go ahead and pause the video and make a second foot and the second dress extension, and then we will continue on from there. Now that we've made all of her extra little pieces and parts, we'll go ahead and start on herself. You're going to be starting at the top of the loom, coming down with 2 yellow bands from the top center to the left. And just so you know, unless I tell you otherwise, we'll be using 2 bands. 2 more from the center to the right, coming down once with 2 bands. 2 from the center, and 2 more on the right. We're then switching to skin bands, so 2 bands. We're going to come down twice, and then coming into the chin peg. Repeat that on the right side. And then filling in the center. We're then going to use 3 skin bands for the neck. And then coming off on the shoulder with 2 white bands going out to the left. And 2 to the right. And we are going to come down 4 times with 2 white bands. On the left, and then repeat that on the right. Then we want to grab 2 blue bands from the chin peg coming down 1. We're going to switch back over to white bands, so 2 white bands. And we're going to come down 4 times with the white bands. We're then going to switch back to the blue, so you want 2 blue coming off the left, 2 blue on the right, and then coming into the center with 2. And repeat that again. And then filling in with 2 blue bands. We're then going to do her legs, so 2 skin bands on the left and come down to the bottom of the loom with 2 more. Repeat that on the right. And this is what you should have. We're then going to start attaching some of her pieces. So the first thing you would want to grab is her feet, and we're going to attach those on the bottom 2 pegs. And then her arms are going to go on the 2 shoulder pegs. For her hair extensions, we're going to place 2 pieces of hair on each of these top 3 pegs. So the first 2 are just going to go on the top right, 2 more on the top center, and 2 more on the top left. If you want, you can just kind of space these out a little. Then we're going to place her dress extension pieces. So we actually want to attach the top part where we looped up on the very top. Those will go down here where the leg starts. So it's the 3rd peg from the bottom. And we can place those on both sides. And then we want to take our hook through our capping band. Remember, it had 3 loops, so make sure you have all 3 of those loops. And we are going to attach this to, which one did I go to? This peg. So you're going up. You're attaching originally to the 3rd peg from the bottom, and then you're going to bring your capping band up to the 6th peg from the bottom, so it stretches up and around. And you want to repeat that on the other side as well. Just like that. We also need to create her eyes, and then if you look, Alice has blue eyes, so instead of using black this time, I'm actually going to use the same blue that's in her dress. So I'm going to take a single blue band, creating 4 loops, and then going to take a white band and create 2 loops on each side. And I'm going to pull that onto a single double skin band. And this will be placed I lost a band. This goes from the 3rd center peg to the 3rd peg on the left. And we're going to repeat that again for the other side. So taking a single blue, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2 on the left, 1, 2 on the right, and pulling that onto a single doubled skin band. And that goes on the 3rd peg on the right to the 3rd center. We then need to place some crossover bands. So we're going to start up here at the top with a single skin colored band in our triangle on the 2nd peg down, and then we want to skip the eye section, and we're going to place one from the 4th down to the 4th on the left. Then coming over into the body, we are going to start right below the arms on this next peg. This is a single double, white, and then another single double, and then through this area here we have a single, another single, and on the last one we'll place a single blue. Just like that. And this is what you should have. Well, now that everything is in place, we can go ahead and begin looping. So we're going to first start underneath the footband, grabbing the bottom 2 and bringing them forward. We're going to do the same thing on this side. We're then going, oh, we have to cap this right here. create 3 loops, 1, 2, and 3. Then going in under the capping band, grabbing the first 2 bands, bringing those forward. The next 2 are going to the right. And then the next 2 going to the left. And we can then go up the right side, so going in underneath all of these bands, grabbing only the bottom 2 and bringing them forward. And we're going to go all the way up to the bottom of the neck peg. We want to loom this blue band last in this area because we actually want this part of the blue to show through. If we don't do that, then the white would cut that part off. So let's go up the left side. And then we'll go ahead and finish up the center. We're then going to go in through all of these bands. Remember, we had 3 skin bands on the neck. So we want to go in and make sure we're grabbing all 3, bringing those forward. Then I'm going to go in here, grabbing the first 2, coming forward, going back in, grabbing the next 2 to the right, and the next 2 to the left. We can then go ahead and go straight up the middle of the face. And then going back down to the right. I think I missed a band. There it is. I hate when this happens. Just getting a hook in sometimes is impossible. There we go. Once we're at the top, we're going to grab a single yellow rubber band. I'm going to go through, grabbing it and pulling it back through to create our slip knot. Before we do that, pull the 2 pieces of hair back and slide. You'll see the V slide through and grab the slip knot, and then go ahead and pull that tight. She's then ready to come off the loom. Now she's off. Now the first thing you want to do is to flip her back over, and we're going to go back through here in the back and pull the slip knot that we created to the back of her hair, and then just go ahead and pull it down in the back wherever you'd like to hide it. Okay, and now she has all this wild crazy hair. So we're going to fix that hair in a minute, but go ahead and fix her eyes and her arms and her legs. Just pull those out some. Now, Alice wears a headband, as you can see here. The best thing to do is put this on before we actually fix the hair. So just take a single black band, grab all of her hair, just like putting a hair tie on, and loop that through the top and bring it down. Now, if you want to leave her hair like this, I mean you can, but if you want to neaten it up to give it this look here, what you're going to do is you're going to take your hook through the bottoms of all these hairs. Remember, we created these loops at the bottom. We're going to slide our hook all the way through each one and try to keep them somewhat straight. Okay, all the way through, just like this. Then take a single yellow, and we are going to do like we do with some of our other stuff, and we're going to pull all of these on to here, like this. And you are going to actually create a slip knot and pull that tight, and then flipping her hair back over, just go through the back of her dress and pull that slip knot through. If you wanted to C-clip it, you could. I guess it would depend on who you're going to give the charm to, or if it's just for decoration, then I just loop it a couple times through the back and it will stay pretty put. My kids dig through my box of stuff all the time and her hair stays. You can then fix the rubber band a little bit along the top, but there she is. There's Alice. I hope you like her.